Have you ever noticed your cow's feed heating up in the bunk, loose manure, or a sudden drop in milk yield despite no change in feed formulation? These could all be signs of an invisible but powerful enemy, wild yeast in your dairy rations. Wild yeast might be microscopic, but it can cause massive damage, silently devouring precious nutrients in your silage and total mixed ration, inviting spoilage and throwing off the delicate balance of your herd's health and productivity. When left unchecked, it compromises feed quality, disrupts cow digestion, and directly affects your bottom line. Let's dive into what wild yeast is, how it harms your dairy operation, and, most importantly, how you can combat it effectively using science-backed solutions. Wild yeast are naturally occurring fungi that thrive in the presence of oxygen and moisture, making improperly stored or managed silage and feed a perfect breeding ground. When wild yeast invades silage or TMR, it starts breaking down lactic acid, the key to stable, preserved silage, and sugars and starches, essential energy sources for your cows. This leads to heating of silage or TMR, rising pH, growth of secondary spoilage organisms like molds and bad bacteria, lower dry matter intake and milk production, digestive imbalances, and loose manure in cows. In short, wild yeast is a feed thief and a silent disruptor of herd performance. To beat wild yeast, master the art of silage management by packing tightly and sealing properly to remove oxygen, keeping a tight, clean silage face, and using smaller loaders or defacers to minimize disruption. Use the right silage inoculants and preservatives by applying inoculants containing Lactobacillus buchneri to increase acetic acid levels, which inhibit yeast and improve aerobic stability, and using products to extend the shelf life of your feed by neutralizing oxygen. Implement smart feeding practices by feeding TMR immediately after mixing, adding live yeast cultures to promote rumen health and fiber digestion, and blending or diluting high yeast feedstuffs with lower risk forages to keep the ration balanced. Monitor and react early by regularly testing silage and TMR for yeast counts. Anything above 10,000 CFU per gram is a red flag. Watch for early signs: feed heating, decreased intake, inconsistent manure, and milk dips. In the dairy world, nutrition is everything, but even the best ration won't work if wild yeast is silently sabotaging it. By understanding how wild yeast operates and implementing solid silage management, trusted inoculants, timely feeding, and constant vigilance, you can protect your cows, your milk yields, and your profits. Remember, prevention is easier than cure when it comes to wild yeast. With the right knowledge and proactive steps, you can ensure your dairy feed works for your herd, not against it.